Welcome to the Glendale Housing Authority meeting for October 1st, 2024, being called to order at 3:04 p.m. May we have the roll call, please?
Yes, Housing Authority members Ajinian,
Here.
Asatarian,
Here.
Brotman,
Here.
Barpetian,
Here.
Najarian,
Here.
Barazian, Chair Kasakian.
Here. And may we have your report?
The agenda for the October 1st, 2024 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on September 26, 2024 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. Next item is the approval of minutes for the meeting held on joint meeting of September 17, 2024. And may we have motion to approve these minutes?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you.
I'll abstain.
Okay, thank you. There's been a motion and a second, and Member Parazian will abstain from the minutes. Let's take a quick roll on the minutes.
Authority members Ajinian,
Yes.
Asadrian,
Yes.
Brotman,
Yes.
Barpetian,
Yes.
Najarian,
Yes.
Barazian, and Chair Kasakian.
Yes, thank you. Next is oral communication. Do we have any cards submitted?
We do have one card for oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for investigation and report. And our one public comment is by Herbert Milano.
Thank you very much. Chair of the Housing Authority, members of the City Council and the Housing Authority. My name is Herbert Milano. Oftentimes when activists come before you requesting relief with regard to housing, you are prompted and pressured into coming to some type of solution or suggestions to resolve a problem. I want to present a couple of areas that impact a lot of residents in the city of Glendale with regard to segments that are involuntary, things that come upon the tenant, and things that are kind of volitional, where the tenant themselves participated in the decision of their current situation. Let's take the first one. Unemployment as of July 31st for the County of Los Angeles is 6.5% and growing. So the trend for the last couple of months have been of increased unemployment. And if we just take that percentage and apply it to Glendale's working population, and if you were to go to the top of the building and look out to Glendale, you'll see that roughly 3,000 to 4,000 dwellings will be impacted by a reduction in income, meaning individuals who are today currently looking for a job. And that translates for many families into maybe, a significant reduction in their income. If there are two individuals working, it could be 20% of their income that they don't have available to pay rent. The question to the city council is that your role? Is that part of the values that you hold to be able to create some kind of safety net for all of these individuals that as a result of the economy itself wind up short of money and unable to pay the rent? That is not always the case for some individuals who save money, but it is a difficult situation for a lot of individuals. Should that be a role of the city council to take on this problem? A layoff doesn't necessarily turn into an eviction, but oftentimes it turns into a difficulty for the landlord if they're now being asked not to take action with regard to non-payment of rent or the not fulfillment of the full rent. If unemployment is an event that occurs to this tenant involuntarily, we have another problem, which are the problems that are somewhat voluntary. And I decided to take a look at one of those. It is the problem of fentanyl use. And I left for you a report of the information that I've been trying to obtain, not very successfully, with regard to what Glendale has been doing with regard to the increasing use of fentanyl and the impact that it has. You can imagine that it's going to have a severe impact in their behavior and household problems. Conflict between husband and wife, conflict between parents and children, additional cost on the events that occur as a result of the use of fentanyl, and for many of those individuals, very likely the loss of a job as they become unable to maintain their attendance or able to perform well. And in addition to other medical problems that prevents these individuals from sustaining a job effectively, eventually those problems of fentanyl will turn into a problem of insufficient income, which turns into non-payment of rent, which becomes then a burden on the landlord. And it's not just 1 month, it's multiple months that we actually have to sustain it. So in a way, we have a structure where society has basically placed this obligation, not directly, but indirectly, so that we now are bearing the cost of individuals who are on fentanyl or unemployed. And then if the council decides that you're going to support the legal fees of these individuals, where they can extend those months additionally, you're in effect loading and offloading that financial situation onto landlords. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and sometimes they can extend it up to a year. So what is the solution to this if it is in your interest to do something about it? So at the end of this listing, I made a suggestion that maybe the city might consider some type of insurance to the unemployed at least, right? So they're covered for several number of months. It's not the full topic of my conversation here, but I just wanted to make the council aware that the current situation is that we are creating a burden which in fact will impact in the future what we decide with regard to rents. If we have to maintain individuals on our backs due to the loss of a job, the only pressure is up with regard to the future rents that we establish. This food for thought. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Milano. With that, since there's no items on the business agenda, I will ask if there's any authority member or staff comments.
None from me.
Okay, seeing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Rolling over?